My biological parents sued me for $2,100,000 the day I buried mine. They sat 10 feet away in court, crying on cue, and demanded half of everything I owned. The worst part wasn't the number, it was the audacity. They had left me in a park at 7, and now they wanted dividends. I still remembered the game like a bruise. My mom handed me my stuffed rabbit and a peanut butter sandwich. My dad drove us to Riverside Park, smiling too hard. Hide and seek, he said. Count to 100 by the oak. I counted. I opened my eyes. Their car was gone. I stayed by that tree until dark, shaking, starving, and too scared to move. A park ranger found me and called the state. My biological parents never showed up, not once. A couple who fostered me at first became my real parents. They ran a small Mexican restaurant. They taught me recipes, math, and what safety felt like. Years later, when they died in a drunk driver crash, they left me everything. 7 locations, about $4.2 million, love, in a ledger. 3 weeks after a local magazine praised my restaurant empire, I got served. My biological mom and dad claimed they never signed away rights. They claimed emotional suffering. Their lawyer played it like a tragedy. My mom dabbed at dry eyes. My dad adjusted a bargain suit. Their attorney said words like bond and trauma, like they hadn't done basic math on my life. I didn't flinch. I'd spent the last 3 months doing what they never did. I researched. My adoptive parents documented everything, every receipt, every contract. In their locked cabinet, I found the adoption file and a private investigator report from 1995. They'd hired him to learn what kind of people abandon a child. When my lawyer leaned in, panicking, I slid a thick manila envelope onto the table. The judge noticed. My biological parents didn't. Not yet. I stood. My chair scraped the floor. I walked to the bench, slow and steady. My heels clicked on polished wood. I held up the envelope like a mirror. The courtroom went quiet, then quieter. The judge opened it, page by page. My mother's tears stopped mid-wipe. My father's face drained of color. The report said my parents had 3 kids and a budget. Neighbors heard them argue through thin walls. They didn't debate love. They debated expenses. They picked me because I was old enough to handle myself and young enough to disappear. The landlord signed a sworn affidavit. Bank statements showed the savings bought my dad a new truck and a Florida trip. Their lawyer tried to object, but the judge kept reading. I added phone records showing they called 40 law firms shopping the payoff. One recorded consult had my biological dad saying, "She owes us for DNA." Another showed them calculating a reasonable cut. My biological mom shot up, voice shrill. "This is slander." The gavel cracked. "Sit down," the judge snapped, "or you're removed." Then I held up an old newspaper clipping from 1995. My school photo stared back at me under a headline about an abandoned girl. "This ran for 6 weeks," I said. "In your paper, on your news channel, you saw me. You stayed gone." My dad stuttered, trying to rewrite history. It came out ugly anyway. The judge didn't just dismiss the case. He dismissed it with prejudice and referred it for fraud and perjury. My biological dad lunged, spitting rage, and the bailiffs caught him like a bad habit. The gallery actually laughed. My biological mom sat frozen, mascara streaking, finally understanding the room had turned on her. Before the judge could end it, I spoke again. "I'm countersuing," I said, "for the exact amount they demanded." The judge raised an eyebrow. $2,100,000? He asked. "Yes, Your Honor," I said. "Symmetry feels fair." He approved the filing and issued a permanent no-contact order. They couldn't reach me, my sister, or her kids. If they tried, it became criminal. That finally landed. Outside, my biological mom tried one last line, voice small. "Please," she whispered, "we're still your parents." I looked her dead in the eyes. "You stopped being my parents when you drove away." My real parents were the ones who showed up every day, the ones who chose me, the ones who left me love, not excuses. In the parking lot, I called my older sister. "It's done," I told her. "They tried to take half. Now they'll owe it." She laughed once, sharp and relieved. I went back to my restaurants that night, carrying the only rule that ever mattered. Love is measured in actions.